Hey, so I thought I would close out the year with a couple of my favorite things that I discovered in 2023. One of the first things that I discovered, I'm going to read some notes off the screen, are some tools. I was listening to Survival Lily on YouTube, and she made reference to a set of pliers. If you've not seen these before, these are Knipex, or Knipex, Knipex. These are 7¼ inch. They're water pump pliers or something like that. I was looking for something small to carry in my everyday carry bag of tricks. These are $38 in Georgia at Northern Tool, and I got these, and they're pretty nice. If you look at the way that the stem catches and holds on, pretty nice. A wide range they can grip. But then I was looking around, I was looking for something a little bit cheaper and maybe a little bit smaller, and I found these guys. Crescent. And these are 4½ inch, and these are just called Mini V jaw dipped handle tongue and groove pliers. So it's like a little set of channel locks. These were $9.99 at Tractor Supply, and these can fit in your pocket or your everyday carry. So here's the big ones, here's the little ones, significant size difference. These can go in my little, they're just a little bit bigger than an Altoids tin. That's a point of reference for you. This is the remote for my camera. So about that, a little bit longer. Like I said, it's 4½ inches long, and they'll hold on to pretty much anything that you need them to. $10, $38. This item's a little weird. This is a mud flap. Let's see if you can see the top. This is a mud flap for a big rig. I think this particular size piece is 24 inches wide and 36 inches tall. And the reason that this is interesting is it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, and it's really durable. I bought this for a couple of purposes, actually. I bought it for one main purpose, which was to make some low-impact armor for the back of my tractor, because the mower kept trying to kill me, throwing sticks and rocks and pine cones and that kind of stuff at me. And so this cuts real easily with a bandsaw or any type of motorized saw, and I was able to cut it into very intricate shapes to fit in a couple of gaps that were just below the tractor seat, which exposed the back of my legs, which I have been hit multiple times by stuff, and this was initially the purpose for this. But during Christmas, thanks to Robert, we learned another purpose, and I'm going to do a longer video on this. Use this as a cutting mat for a circular cloth cutter. We were using it, Robert was using it in his wrapping station, and this is essentially copied the same thing. So I was using this as the cutting mat and using a roller cutter, or you could use a X-Acto or a razor blade or anything else like that. This stuff on Amazon, the big ones from memory, which were 24 by 40 inches long, because we were discussing cutting mats for wrapping paper, and I think anyway, the largest one that they have on Amazon, and here's the picture of it. You get 2 pack of these for $40. So the Fisker's 24 by 36 is $64.99. So this is still 30% cheaper. And a cheap cutting mat on the screen, 24 by 36 is $36.98. So you get 2 sheets of this stuff. It's 24 inches by 40 inches, and it's cheaper for 2. So one of my new favorite things replaced an old favorite thing. Back in 2005, I purchased this Samson CO1U USB studio condenser mic with a really nice shock mount. This was one of the first USB mics on the market. I bought it. I was using this to record lectures in a previous life. But anybody who heard any voiceover of some of my earlier videos, probably one of the first 20 or so, the audio was a little thin. And also the guys that I game with, I would use this. And anytime that the voice chat kicked off, they said it sounded like a fan or an air conditioner kicking off. So there was, you know, it's 20 years old roughly, and it's just colored from a pop filter I tried to put on it, and it just has outlived its usefulness, I believe. I'm going to hold on to the shock mount. So my new favorite to replace the old favorite is this. It's a Fi-Fine, or Fi-Fine, or Fi-Fini, or Fa-Fini, or who cares. Amazon, here's the screen. It was $29.99. It's USB powered, condenser, plugs into laptop, Mac, Windows, blah blah blah, cardioid pickup pattern, and it sounds pretty good for a voiceover for what I'm doing. I think one of the few things that I don't particularly care about it is that it's hardwired and you can't just pull the USB cable out, and it has a volume knob, which is silly. I've got it turned up all the way, but the new version of the Samsung CO1U has a headphone jack in it. So whatever. I figured for 30 bucks I'd give this a shot, and it sounds pretty good. So I'm impressed with it, and I'll give it a good review on Amazon. And so this is the Yeedi Max Pro 3-in-1 vacuum mop robot and station. So it's self-emptying. I bought this, like I said, at the end of 2022 for $499.99, which is still the same price. There was an article a couple of weeks prior to me purchasing it that was talking about the performance of the vacuum, so we gave it a shot. It ran hard and heavy multiple times a day, every day, every day. If you've got a robot, might as well use it. Until sometime in February, and it started getting a little squirrely. I contacted customer support, and they shipped us a new one, a whole unit. They didn't ask for the old one to be returned, so they gave us a new base station that self-cleans and a new robot vacuum, and it worked just fine. I'm not sure what happened with the first one. I haven't done anything, haven't taken anything apart. I may play with it, and I've got spare parts if I need it, but I think the control board may have gone bad, or one of the sensors that was affecting it to do some really strange stuff. But the vacuum itself works fine. It gets lost. The software is a little but the vacuum works great. It picks up a lot of cat hair and dust and cat litter and leaves that get tracked in from the outside, and pretty much everything else that you'll find on the floor. It sucks it up, including receipts, and socks, shoestrings, cat toys, screws, nuts, bolts, and occasionally it does clog up the little receptacle on the vacuum, but that's easy enough to clean out. And it's, like I said, it's for the money, it works really well. Would I buy one again for the price point? Probably so. Right now, I think Amazon has got the iRobot model for like $280 that does self-cleaning. The Yeedi does use a little dust bag that's about the size of a volleyball. It's triple layer, and you do have to change that out regularly. There is a main brush, there's a side brush, there is a little filter on the back of the dustbin. Actually, there's two filters. There's a little foam filter, and then there's a HEPA-type folded paper filter that does need to be replaced or cleaned. You can just vacuum it. The foam one, rinse it out and vacuum it. It works just fine. The side brush, they do break. I've had a couple break. You can buy knockoff replacements or no-name replacements on Amazon for both the bags and the parts, and they're relatively inexpensive. The last of my favorite things, I am going to do a couple of screenshots. I can't do any video capture because I broke that function on my lovely Windows machine. But it's Davinci Resolve I don't have the studio version of it, but I have the free version of it. And yes, you heard free. Free. It's a great video editor and has a ton of power. The transitions that are built into it are phenomenal, more than I need. The effects that are built in are great. The text effects are great. I've done composite work in the Fusion portion of it for the banner that I have across the bottom of the screen. That's new, because when I was doing stuff on my computer, I broke my old version of Flash, and I haven't had a chance to fix that. But the motion graphics are really neat. The transitions are neat. I love the text effects, the scaling. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of really great stuff. And for free, you can't beat it. And it being free, it has a community that's fairly robust. And there are a ton of people creating components or packages that are being made available to everybody else. So I'm going to start messing around with that some more and do some fun little animations. I love motion graphics. I've done it for quite a long time. I'm a little rusty right now, but I want to spin that back up and do some fun stuff for the channel.
If there's going to be a channel.
But that's up to you guys, right? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.